Oh, okay. You know what? This is one of those videos that I know I'm going to be met with a lot of criticism because I am making it. This is going to get a lot of y'all mad, especially on Twitter. My goodness, I cannot wait to wake up and see my Twitter notifications upon the publication of this video. But even though this is one of those topics that could go out there and get y'all pissed off at me, it presents an interesting enough conversation that I still wanted to go out there and talk about it anyway. Because this was brought up on a recent article on sportsnet.ca by Eric Engels from about a week ago. Without further ado, I wanted to direct your attention to this. It is yet another one of the mailbags here. Who starts with Doc and Laine? Now, I'm pretty sure most of y'all are familiar with how the Montreal Canadiens Eric Engels mailbags work. Fans ask him questions on Twitter, he replies and writes about them in an article and publishes it all for our reading pleasure. And of course, you're seeing the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know we're talking about a very particular NHL superstar in this video. So, without further ado, let's go out there and scroll over to a question asked to Eric Engels by Glizzy36. Now that Leo is off the board for the 2025 free agency list, who could Hugo have their eyes on for the rumored big splash news of free agency? Now, that's a pretty poorly worded tweet. I'm sorry, Glizzy36, but I'm going to critique your writing skills a little bit. Leo is Leon Draisaitl, Hugo is Hughes and Gorton, so Kent Hughes, Jeff Gorton. And it's asking, now that Draisaitl is not going to be an option for the 2025 free agency class, who could the Montreal Canadiens be interested in instead? Eric Engels replies, the obvious answer is Mikko Rantanen, but I don't think his name will be on the board for much longer. The expectation is he will re-sign in Colorado. If and when Rantanen does, I don't really know where the attention for the Montreal Canadiens really shifts. I know everyone assumes that because Kent Hughes said at his end-of-season press conference that the summer of 2025 could be even bigger for the Canadiens than the one that they were about to embark on, it means that they'll go big-game hunting on the market. But I don't believe that's what Hughes was necessarily suggesting. Now, pause. What the hell was that sentence? I had to reread that like 4 times. I know everyone assumes that because Kent Hughes said at his end-of-season press conference that the summer of 2025 could be even bigger for the Canadiens than the one they were about to embark on. Aye. Talk about run-on sentences, Eric Engels. But either way, you get what he means, right? Because Kent Hughes said at the beginning of this summer that next year's 2025 offseason might have even bigger splashes, a lot of people are assuming that there are going to be guaranteed splashes. Engels writes, though, that my own read on this is that it was more so attempting to temper expectations for what the Canadiens could do over the past few months than trying to elevate expectations for what they could do next summer. It's not that I think the GM isn't hoping for the Canadiens to take steps this season, giving him the incentive he needs to pull off some big moves that would help propel them to cup contender status sooner. It's just that I don't believe he was trying to suggest that 2025 is necessarily the summer he'll be going all in on the top free agents available. That doesn't, however, mean that Kent Hughes won't go shopping come July 1st, 2025. Given how far away we are from there and how many things are going to happen in between, it's hard to make specific projections this soon. But I would be looking at some of the veteran talent that's likely to be available and seeing if it fits with the needs. In glancing over the list, there are more than a few names that I see are likely on the Canadiens' radar. Eric Engels doesn't go out there and expand on what those names could be, but he did drop one name at the very beginning of the answer. Mikko Rantanen of the Colorado Avalanche. And I get it, this is why y'all are going to be pissed off at me for making this video. Is Mikko Rantanen going to the Habs? No, of course not. He's going to re-sign with the Colorado Avalanche. That's the expectation. But because he has not done that just yet, at the time of me recording this audio, he still doesn't have a contract in 2025, 2026, and beyond. Because he is still technically going to be a free agent, we have a slight opportunity at this point in time to describe what it could be like should Rantanen be a Montreal Canadiens target. Now, just to go over the tail of the tape here, Rantanen is 27 years old, 6'4", 216 left-handed guy, signed on till the end of this upcoming season, making $9.25 million a year. The fact that he's 27 years old and already has multiple 100-point seasons, another 90-point season, and multiple 30-plus plus goal seasons under his belt just cements himself as one of the top wingers in the NHL. He has 150 goal season. He had accomplished the mark in 22-23. Last season, he had 62 assists, which was a career high, to go with his 104 points. Rantanen has been an absolute monster. And with Nathan MacKinnon doing the things that he's been doing, Mikko Rantanen has all the more to gain with being a part of this system in Colorado, benefiting with that power play, building off of what it is Cale Makar is capable of doing, and just scoring the lights out like crazy. That's not to say that Rantanen is a complementary piece. That's not to say that he can't drive his own line. But it is to say that when you have Rantanen, Makar, and MacKinnon all on the same power play, good things are bound to happen. So for Rantanen, I wanted to say, like, if he was on a team that did not boast the likes of Makar and MacKinnon, is he still a 40, 50 goal scorer? I'd say, honestly, he's maybe like a 90-point caliber guy, which is not insulting, I think. I mean, 90 points is still really damn good. It's just, with MacKinnon, with Makar, with the production that these guys are able to get, if it boosts Mikko Rantanen's overall production to, let's say, 105, maybe even 110 points on a season, I could see a little bit of inflation from that, but that's not to discredit what it is that Rantanen is capable of. However, if you wanted to slice it here, this is a guy who could play all forward positions. He's left-handed, so if you wanted to diversify things in the Montreal Canadiens top 6, let's say Mikko Rantanen becomes a free agent, he doesn't sign in Colorado, it's not going to happen, but let's say it does. If the Montreal Canadiens get this guy and add him into the top of their lineup, imagine a first line, and I'm just going to be, very playful here, imagine a first line of Laine, Demidov, Rantanen. And then you could have Caulfield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky as the second line. And then Doc and Newhook are with Joshua on the third line. And then whomever else you want to have on the fourth line is going to be there. Anderson, Gallagher, and, I don't know, Owen Beck or Michael Hage or whomever else. Philip Mashar, maybe. But the point is, Mikko Rantanen, as a big Finnish winger, getting added onto a team that already has a big Finnish winger in Laine, with a potential franchise-defining center in Demidov, and I say center because he can play center. If he wants to play on the wing, that's okay. It's just, I would say that having Demidov as a number one center is a much more beneficial way to go about things than having Suzuki as the number one center. If you have the option, why not explore it, right? Just imagine the offensive creativity that a line like that could provide. And giving Slafkovsky, Suzuki, and Caulfield the opportunity at second line matchups would be absolutely torturous for the rest of the NHL. Imagine that top 6. They'd be so deadly, and it doesn't even include Kirby Dach or Joshua or Newhook or whomever else that you wanted to say is good enough to maybe fight for one of those top spots. The point is, Mikko Rantanen is going to get maybe $12 million on his next contract, and he's going to be worth it because he's going to have all this production. He's pretty much the best Finnish winger in the NHL right now, and one of the best ones we have seen in years, just when you consider the quality of offense that he's able to provide, the goal scoring, the playmaking, the power tools that he has, where he positions himself, how he's able to create plays, how he sets up guys like MacKinnon and Makar. He is so fantastic at that. I'm just kind of salivating here, thinking about the possibility of having Rantanen and Patty Laine on the same power play unit. The Montreal Canadiens, if they did that, they could literally have 3 45 goal scorers on the team. Laine, Caulfield, and Rantanen. Like, I'm not going to say it's too hot of a take to say that Cole Caulfield could get 45 goals if he's playing second line matchups. Patrick Laine is playing with Rantanen, and Rantanen is able to do what he does with an Ivan Demidov feeding him left, right, and center. Like, there's so much potential for goal scoring throughout this top 6 if Montreal is able to get this guy. It's not going to happen, but because he doesn't have a contract at this moment when I'm recording the audio, it means that we're actually able to go out there and talk about it for now. So, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you feel about the idea of Mikko Rantanen being a Habs target? Even Eric Engels is saying it's not going to happen. He's going to re-sign with Colorado soon. It's inevitable. But while we are living here in Fantasyland, while it's still September and while it's the off-season, we have opportunities to dream. And is this one of the dreams you think could really solidify the Montreal Canadiens and their cup contention status for 2025 and beyond? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Article will also be linked in the description if you want to go ahead and read the rest of that yourself. It's a mailbag article, so you kind of know how those go. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.